everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to do Leetcode weekly challenge last question. So this question is about sum of prefix codes of the string. So at the starting when I was solving this question, I was going ahead with naive approach. I thought that this question is pretty much easy to go ahead. But when I got some wrong answers, then I thought that this is not that much easy question. So as here I saw that prefixes are being used, then I thought that how we can utilize the length of each word. So from there I got the answer that this question could be done by Trie. So that's the whole context for this particular question. Now let us read this question, see the time constraint, and let us build up intuition that how Trie is being used here. So here you are given an array words of size n consisting of non-empty strings. So we define the score of string word as the number of strings word I such that word is the prefix of the words I. So basically score of a string word is basically as the number of strings word of I such that word I is the prefix, so that word is the prefix of the word I. So whatsoever means basically here vector of string is being given to us. So in each string we are required to check that how many prefixes are being present in that whole word. So that's the thing which we are required to do. As in the example they have mentioned that if in this word vector of string we are given with A, AB, ABC and CAB, so then the score of AB is 2 since AB is a prefix of both AB and ABC. So in that whole word which is being given to us, so what we are required to check that that particular word which is being there, is that word a prefix of any other word also or not. So because of this only, see how we will be checking that it is prefix of any other word or not. We can only check by traversing for each and every word which is being present there and traversing each length of that word and checking that does that matches with that particular character which is being there with our present character or not. So that's why her Trie is being used. So now return an array answer of size n where answer of I is the sum of scores of every non-empty prefix of words of I. So at the end we are required to return the sum of all the prefixes which are being there, basically the count of those prefixes which is being there. Note that the string is considered as a prefix itself. So because of this context only, if that particular string, say in this first example only, if Z was also given to us, so basically the count of the prefix for that Z would have been 1, because here they have specially mentioned that note that the string is considered as a prefix of itself. So that's the thing, else it would have been 0 as answer. So now let us first take the constraint. So here you can see the constraint. So the constraint is basically the length of the words, basically the number of words which could be there, that is 10 raised to power 3. So if we go ahead with the number of words, then it could be 10 raised to power 6, because we will be checking for each word with each other word. Same way the way we were doing for the question. If 2 days back there was one question, palindromic pair. There also we were using Trie and it was giving us before Trie it was giving us TLE, right? So here also things could get to that manner only if we only apply the brute force. And length of each word is also 1000. But if we will be using here Trie, then it will help us to reduce all these things. So that's why we can reduce the time complexity and space complexity to the order of the length also, and that also could be reduced to much more if we are using Trie. Now let us start with the question. So let me first explain you that how we can go. So here each word which is being given to us, so A, B, C, A, B, B, C and B. So how we can represent this word? So we can basically represent this word in this manner. So when there is A, B, C and B, C, so Trie would be like this, root, and then A, then B and C, and then B and C, right? So like this we can go ahead with our Trie. And as it was mentioned that the word itself is the prefix, right? So that's why at each moment of time we will be having 1 as the index for that particular word, rather than having -1, or at the end of the word rather than having a true. So that's why we are having at each point 1 and here also 1. Now comes the part that if we get some other word which becomes prefix, right? So now here we get AB. AB basically becomes prefix for this ABC, right? So then we will increment that count. So here it becomes 2, here also it becomes 2, and then because C is not occurred again, so that's why it remains 1. So now goes for the part for BC, right? So here in BC you can clearly see that B has occurred, right? So when B occurred again, so B is basically prefix for this BC, right? So that's why here earlier it was 1, now it incremented to 2. So that's the thing which we are required to do in a trie solution. We will be using our standard trie where the things would be like this, means a trie. A trie node is basically defined by a particular root, right, whose data type is this only, and then we are taking 26 characters, and why we are taking, because these are 26 alphabets only, right, and we will be taking one count which we will be initializing with 0. So this would be the structure of our trie which we will be using, and the only thing which we have changed in this is that we are not taking that boolean variable which marks the end of the word, because the way we will be getting answer for our answer would be in such a manner that we will be traversing our word by its length, and then we will be checking that what is the corresponding count to that particular number, to that character, and that we will be storing in our answer. So that will help us to return that corresponding to that index of the word, what is our exact prefix count. So that's why we are not taking the end of that particular. So let us go ahead with the code walkthrough for this particular question. So here it is. So here is the standard thing which we are using, means how, the way we define our trie node. So here is the next, which simply refers to the vector which we will be, basically here we are using the array. This is of the data type trie node, which we are basically using for storing our ABC and so on words which are being there. And then here we are using the count, which will be for each and every character which is being stored. And then first thing is that we are inserting words in our trie in such a manner, we are taking each word and we are inserting those words into our trie by directly going ahead. Okay, and then for our answer part, what we are doing, it is starting at each we would be having 0 only, and then we will be getting a prefix count by another function, and at the end we will be returning our answer. So here we are inserting. How we are inserting is the standard thing which we use for inserting in our trie is, first we are checking that if that particular node exists or not. If it doesn't exist, then we will be adding a new node by using this new keyword and this trie node, right? And how it is being added, how we check it by this method, that if node next has that particular C minus A, it simply refers to by converting it to int so that it comes in the range of 0 to 26 only. That's why we are doing, and we are checking that does it exist or not. If it exists, right, then we won't come here, then we'll only come to this particular part only. But if doesn't exist, right, if we are filling for the first time, right, then in that context we'll be adding like this. And then next comes the part, as we have added, so we are required to increment the count. So that's the thing. And then we will be connecting with our next node by going like this. So that's the thing, and that's the insertion portion for our trie. So this was for the trie insertion part. Now comes the part that how we are required to count the prefix. As I was saying that we are not defining, because here only we used to put ending of the word by marking it as true or something like that, right? But here we are not doing anything like that. It's all just because of the fact that we are counting our prefix in such a manner that we are not required to do that. So what we are doing is that we are taking each and every word which is being there, and then from that word we are extracting each character, and then we are checking that in that particular node if there is that character, and then what is the count. So that we are checking, and that count we will be adding to our answer, and then we are going ahead with the other character in that particular node only. Means basically how we are going ahead is, see here we were having this A, B and C, right? So every one was having its specific count, right? So we are basically doing it, first we are at this moment, so we are adding this to our answer, right? Then we go ahead by this particular, and then we are adding this to our answer, then we go ahead by this, then we are adding this to our answer. So like this only we are able to put each and every for that particular word. So this was for ABC. If now comes up with AB, right? So in our answer, this was for this, and this answer is being returned. So this would be for that words of 0, because in our words of 0, we were having ABC, right? And next was AB, right? So for AB now, how we are counting the prefix? So for AB, let me leave like that only. So for AB, how we are doing is, so in AB we are just having this particular, we are just having this A, right? So this would be added to our answer, and then we are having this B, so this would be added to our answer. So our here we were having our answer as 5, right? So now words of 1 would be having our answer as 4. So like this manner only, we won't be able to go with this, because our char of C will be able to get till A and B only, right? So that's why we are able to get our answer till A and B, and that is exact answer, and we are not even required to check that is there any end of word or not. So that's the whole scenario here. Because of the way we are traversing for a string, so that's why we are getting our answer like this. So like this only, we will be able to check for our all the answer, means all the words which are being given to us in our words. So now comes the part that what is the time complexity in this space complexity for this question. So let us check that what is that. So here you can see that it is words dot size, basically n, right? Insertion is ongoing, and then again here is n, but these both are independent of each other. So that will be just simply n. But here we are required to check for these parts, because these are dependent on these, right? So now let us check that insert word, how much is take. So it will be going till each word, right? So it will be n into L, right? And here also it will be going till L, right? So over it comes out to be n into L. And the space complexity is also number of words into length of the word at max. So that's why the time complexity is basically order of n into L, and the space complexity is also n into L. So that's how we have reduced, just by application of trie, we have reduced our time complexity from n square to n into L. But I'm thinking that if some other thing we are missing. Because one more thing is there, that here n doesn't matter much, because we are just going with the A to means 1 to 26 only, and even we are overlapping the words just for counting our prefix. So that's why I guess the time complexity would be reduced to much more less in this scenario. But for time being, let it be n into L. I'll update in the description if there is some update. I need to read more on this. Then I'll update the description for the time complexity and space complexity. But the solution wise, as we have analyzed, it is for time being like that only. So yeah, this was all for this particular question. So how it even tracked to mind is all because 2 days back that trie question was there. But the thing is that trie question could be easily used when we are required to analyze on the basis of prefix and suffix, because we can easily store those words in that trie. So that's the thing. So this was all for this particular question. If you have any doubt, you could comment that down. If you like the explanation, please do like and subscribe to my channel, and also do share among your friends. So this was all. Thank you.